the button. Sorry.
This is not good.
What the fuck is that, man? All right.
What did we miss?
Well, we're back now.
It was
I don't think we missed anything in particular.
We're back.
Brian, I'm glad you're paying attention.
I think it was about 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Boy, I think I can
That's
edit
all right.
that
All
out.
we were talking about is Adam Driver.
Okay.
Not having sex with the little girl.
So what would you what score would you give it then?
I'm gonna go with, dude. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna give it an 8. That's shooting it from what it really should. It's probably more like a 7 to be honest, but I'm gonna give it an 8.
I think I'm gonna change my number to a 6.5. See,
yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, I see what you did there. All right. All right, Brian.
I had a good time with this movie.
What you got going on, Brian?
Outside of Unwelcome, the only thing I watched new was I checked out Missing, the movie that we were supposed to review, and me and Philip didn't bother to watch that episode.
Oh yes,
the one I didn't exactly love.
Yeah, I think you were a little too hard on that movie. I think it was a decent follow-up to the. It's not as good as the first one. The acting's okay. It's decent.
I would agree.
They gave you some twisty turnies there, kind of throw you off of the main thing. I think the reason why it's not as good as the first one, because the first one involves the kid going missing, and so I think it kind of hits you differently than the new one. It's the parent that goes missing, and then the kid has to do her own investigating. It's a little far-fetched, but I don't know. I think if I had to give it a score, it'd probably be like a 6.5, maybe a 7.
Okay. What would you give Unwelcome?
Oh man, I didn't even. I'd probably give that, like, for what it was worth for me. I'd probably give that like an 8.5.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with that.
Watch this movie.
So that's officially your cool of the week then, Brian, right?
What?
Unwelcome, so I can keep Missing off the COTW list.
No, we're gonna do Missing just because I disagree with
All right, let me add Missing in my notes here then. God damn it. Jesus
Speaking of weird shit, because I like the true crime and stuff, I'm gonna bring it
all right.
back.
We'll get into that.
There's a show called A Friend of the Family. I think it was on fucking I'm not sure what we were watching it on. My wife turned it on, but it's got the girl from something that I can't think of at the top of my head right now.
I've seen her in that.
Good, yeah. Pretty good show. It's also from Abducted in Plain Sight. Which was like a
I've seen that one.
I've heard of that one.
Same story. Same story, but this is like a dramatization instead of a documentary.
Huh.
Where like the neighbor comes in, befriends the family, has sex with the dad, the mom, and then kidnaps the daughter.
I did hear about this. Okay.
Busy man.
That dude's got some balls, man.
Well, and
how do you just like decide, like, I'm gonna do this?
Version of this, the mom and dad are fucking retarded. I'm sorry, I know I'm not supposed to use that word.
Seems
but
that way.
Particular moment.
It kind of applies here, I think. I think it's okay.
Like, I want to say they had it coming, but their daughter is the one that freaking suffers for it. They're just too stupid to fucking realize what's happening.
Too bad. God damn it. Well, is that
Brian,
it, Brian?
Before we move on from Unwelcome real quick, Brian, one of the things that I liked about those goblins the most is that they weren't like invulnerable. Like, like you could kill them. Like if you smash its little head, it's gonna pop. If you slam a meat cleaver to its head, it's gonna fucking go down.
I gotta see this movie.
Another thing I liked about that, there was a comedic tone to the movie at times. It doesn't necessarily take itself seriously the whole time. And you're a Star Trek fan, Lance. What the fuck's his name from Next Generation? The Scottish guy.
He was in Con Air. He was the angry cop in Con Air.
Meaney.
Yeah, he pops in there. He's a piece of shit.
He's great though.
Yeah.
And you said practical effects, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like actual people in suits. Like when the first goblin, when you see like its head, it kind of looks like a puppet maybe, but then like it lifts its head even further and its mouth opens up and it starts talking and you're like, oh shit, that looks real.
Wow.
Like
that
looks creepy.
They just do the Lord of the Rings thing, like when there's a hobbit standing next to Gandalf, they just do the camera thing where it just kind of looks smaller.
But it fucking works, dude. Those little things are scary.
Whatever works, man.
Like the opposite of what they do when
they'll cut you open, and then when you walk around and your shit's falling out, they're gonna stand around and laugh at you. It's messed up.
As long as they have cheddar goblins, I'm happy.
That's kind of what I was wondering, if they had any cheddar goblins.
I don't remember any cheddar goblins, but there is some very strong gore and violence against the elderly at one point. So.
Well, you know, I'm getting a little too close to feel comfortable about that one, guys.
Not a protected class yet. You're fucked.
Right. All right.
Come to think of it, a lot of elderly people get in that movie, Brian.
Well, the majority of the village or town is elderly, so.
It's like goblins in a retirement village in Ireland.
Is it okay? So it is Ireland then, where it all takes place. Okay.
Well, starts off in like London and then moves to Ireland pretty quickly.
Do they all have accents?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
there's some accents where you don't have an idea what they're saying.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it was like that Oscar movie,
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck did that guy just say?
Subtitles, bro. Subtitles.
Yeah, I think it was at times Steve, the brother of Hodor.
Oh, the skinny one.
Yeah, sometimes I didn't know what the fuck
he talked too fast. That's why he was jittery. He was on that. Ooh,
that'll do it.
You can't go fast and skip letters. That's not how this works.
Right. So did you have a row? I don't know if we had a row. Did you have a row? We had a row. They had a bit of a row.
You working on your accents, Lance?
I am trying, man. I want to get back to Ireland, man. That was my first vacation, international vacation I ever took. Many years ago. I'd love to go back. It's a great place. Is that it, Brian?
Yep.
I'll keep it simple and short because I can't say any spoilers because I know you guys aren't caught up. But did watch the finale of The Last of Us.
Is it done now?
Yeah, it's done. Nine episodes.
I can binge it now.
You can dive in. I will say that the 9th episode was not my favorite because it ended on a very open-ended. See, I just shouldn't even given that away. It didn't close it up the way I wanted it to, but I would say episodes 7 and 8 were the strongest. 7 was a flashback episode where you kind of learned about Ellie as a younger girl. And then episode 8 was kind of where they, it's not giving too much away. I mean, it is kind of a Walking Dead type of show, Brian. So you know there's going to be cults and survivalist groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I got that from the first episode.
Yeah, I mean that's not going to surprise you. I will say this: I think the actress. Why were people bitching about the actress, Steve? Did you play the game?
I played both the games more than once, so I'm very knowledgeable of the story. I'm actually on episode 6. I started the binge on Saturday.
Okay.
So I'm not all the way caught up, but so far they're following the games and they're not following the games. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love Pedro Pascal. I think he's doing a great job in the show, but he doesn't remind me of Joel from the games. Like I like what he's doing, but he's doing his own
He's
thing.
not Tex.
Yeah.
Right.
Joel from the games is like a cowboy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like I said, like what he's doing is great, but like it just doesn't give me those vibes. And then the same with Bella Ramsey. Like if you've played the games, and in The Last of Us Part 2, you play as Ellie for a big part of that game, so you really get to know that character.
Oh,
and this actress is not giving me those same vibes that you were getting in the games. And as far as what you were talking about, like because I'm a glutton and I don't care about spoilers. I already know how the first season ends. And if you played the games, it is not a surprise to you. It sounds like they went right on through. So
interesting. Okay, well, see, I fucking love the actress. I think she's a spitfire. I think she's a perfect actress for the role.
I like her as an actress for sure.
But I've never played the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that the interaction with her and Pedro Pascal, especially as they develop their relationship, is amazing.
It is.
The way that, especially when you know his backstory and a loss that he suffered early on. And then she's kind of helping to replace that loss and re-heal him a little bit. So
it's just like 65.
Amazing first episode.
It.
I really like the Ron Swanson episode.
But
I like those little detours.
Let's not say too much about that one, right?
But I like those little detours. And then I just got who's that one girl that was in the movie? I don't feel at home in this world anymore. She's in Yellow Jackets.
Oh, Melanie Linsky.
Her episode.
She's amazing.
That whole episode with Henry and Sam. Unbelievably good. And then that zombie shit, they did a really good job with all of that stuff.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So, really, really good.
So we'll say no more since Brian's not caught up, but that's my cool of the week. So Brian, do you mind if
zombies in it so far? I haven't watched the last episode. But I'm surprised at the lack of fungal zombies.
Again, though, if you play the games, you deal with other people more than you deal with those guys in the games.
The Walking Dead. Yeah, just like The Walking Dead became.
They're bad. Those monsters are bad, and those are the scary parts of the games. But
sure.
Do
you guys think that
every time you turn around, there's some piece of shit person?
What's that, Phil?
Do you think that's how it would work? If there was a real zombie apocalypse, do you think people would split into fucking evil, I'm gonna raid your camp and
yes,
100%,
factions,
100%,
yes.
Man,
I know people that would
do it. Brian, I know two motherfuckers right off the top of my head. I can tell you right now that would be a bad person in the apocalypse.
See, because I feel like there's such a divide right now, and everybody's sort of at each other's throats. But it's because we don't have any bigger shit to worry about. But and zombies come along. Oh, now we got real shit to worry about. Stupid.
Me and my wife had talks about who we are bringing into our group.
Yeah, yeah. Zombie group. You gotta have one.
There's certain people she's named. I'm like, no, not that person.
You and your wife. Look, my wife and kids would be dead by day 3. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
I caught COVID in the first week, so I'd be totally fucked. All right, can we go off script just a little bit, Brian, before we go into headlines?
Sure, why not?
Since we have this opportunity, and I just listened to a wonderful conspiracy-filled episode of a particular podcast, and Philip is our conspiracy expert on our show, particularly when it deals with UFOs. And Steve, you guys said something about you're not allowed to fly above the fucking some point north. I'm going to be quiet.
You're not allowed to fly over Antarctica. You're not allowed to.
Is this true?
You can't just go
to
to
you were in the
Antarctica.
military. Is that true?
With nothing to do with my knowledge from the military, because it's not in Antarctica. It's in Afghanistan. That's the opposite.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on, Philip. Brian, you live in Alaska. You're close enough to Antarctica, aren't you?
No, that's the opposite.
What are we doing here?
Dude, it's I'm closer. You're closer to Antarctica than Brian is.
I've heard that you're not allowed to fly over it. Although, they have cruises that go to Antarctica.
But they just go kind of around. They don't circumvent the whole thing.
Although it's also super uninhabitable.
It's true. That's a place you wouldn't want to crash. But so is the fucking ocean. You know what I mean? No one wants to crash there either.
The Devil's Triangle. All right, what are your thoughts on UFOs, Steve?
Well, it's I don't know the answer to that. My whole thing is
But we do know the answer, dude. There is no way we're one single tiny little dust mote in the galaxy.
Oh no. There's definitely UFOs. I just don't know what they are.
Life is here.
Oh no, for sure.
Okay,
it'd be crazy to think that we're the only ones alive. But there's obviously UFOs, but I don't know what they are. Are they alien things? Are they stuff from our fucking future? I don't fucking know. Do they live in the goddamn ocean where we haven't explored yet? I don't know. But like, they could be all of these things, or they could be none of these things. That could be something else that I don't even fucking know about. Fourth dimension shit. I don't know. Like, it's weird, but like, there's just too many questions, you know. And that's where it makes me. I find it funny when people land so hard on one side or the other, and it's just like, you don't know. Like, you don't know anything. Like the people are like, we definitely landed on the moon. Like, how the fuck do you know? Like, or we definitely didn't. Like, how do you know that we didn't? Like, you weren't there. Like, but the fact that there's like, I have some questions about that. Like, how did Richard Nixon call this motherfucker on the moon from his desk? He had a desk phone. It was like a rotary phone. How do you do it?
We get cell service in my fucking house.
You know,
like,
we
can't get
that's what I'm saying.
Now.
Like they transmitted video. Like, I can't even fucking do like a legit FaceTime video with my wife if I'm not on like the best fucking 5G spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there are some real questions if you look into it. I think that we went to the moon probably, but
probably
there are some questions.
Yeah, but like the question, yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
To say we
that's the part with the questions, right?
Stand my ground on that.
My thing with the questions is like, why didn't we go back? Like, oh, we lost the knowledge. Like, what does that mean? You lost the paperwork. There was a clerical error. Now we can't go back to the moon. That's a big fucking oops.
There's a whole belt of debris that we can't figure out how to get across right now.
It's just like the weirdest stuff. It's just, you know, I question everything. It's like, and I love putting on like Monster Hunter shows. I love cryptozoology and all that stuff. I don't know if any of it's real, but I do like the idea of it, and that's always my thing.
You want to believe. You want to.
Yeah, like we're driving around the mountains where I live, and my son's like, "Is Bigfoot real?" I'm like, "I fucking hope so, man. That'd be awesome if he was, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fucking tight if we lived in a world where there's a Bigfoot? Like, and it's not just all this bullshit. There's actually Bigfoots. That'd be great."
I was always a Loch Ness person. Like, me too. I really want Loch Ness to be real. I mean, it's probably not, but I really hope it is.
I mean, it is a big ass lake. It is really deep, but
what if they're claiming it is dinosaur, man?
But I mean, you would think at some point it would be like, "What's up?"
I know, right?
So although, I don't know.
At this point, I'm pretty convinced of UFOs, and given the like definitive proof that there is, it starts bringing
up on video now
about people who have like come up in the past, like Bob Lazar, like fucking Roswell, like stuff like that. And I'm like, man, all these stories kind of align. Is that real? Maybe it's real. And if that's real, what else is real?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of question everything. It's like people are like, "Oh, look at these new photos NASA released." I'm like, I don't know if those are real. Guardians of the Galaxy looks fucking real too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
also true.
We have the technology.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what is this. Some man took a picture of this with his telescope. Cool, I guess, if that's what you're saying.
What I'm absolutely certain of is that our government has been full of shit for a really long time.
Oh, well, they just
lying to us about a lot of things. And
for your own good, Philip, for your own good.
Of course. And we don't know half the shit we think we know. You know, we're like scholarly ants under the highway.
Yes.
And what I'm most interested when it comes to that stuff is like ancient history.
Yeah.
Like, what is all of this shit? Like, they're like you look at Stonehenge and they're like, yeah, a bunch of fucking druids made it or some shit to like the summer solstice, and you're like, what?
Yeah, I like how they come up.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Theories for that. They're like, we don't really know how they did it, but they definitely
kind of had orgies over here when they were praying to a pagan god. You're like, what the fuck are you talking? How do you know that? Yeah. Like, well, I mean,
somebody puts up a fucking statue of a cat and they think that they're like praying to cats. How many fucking cat statues do we have right now? If somebody digs us up 2 million years from now, they're gonna think that we fucking were the cats and dogs are our deity.
Steve, weren't you guys saying that the stones? Steve, you guys said the stones at Easter Island weren't even like in that area.
No, the rock that they're made of is not even from that island.
Right?
So it's like,
no shit. They also have the same stones, the same carvings, all the way across the fucking world. And they're buried up to their goddamn neck. They have no idea how they got there, what they're there for.
Those heads on the island aren't just heads that are just sitting on the fucking hillside. Their whole ass body's buried.
Yeah.
How?
There's some crazy shit.
No, just questions, but no answers. Like it makes you think, and like you have no idea. Like everyone puts so much faith in, like, well, this is carbon dated to this, and it's like, how do we know carbon dating's right? You know, shit.
Well, and you can't carbon dating's right. They carbon dated the shit around the rock.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
okay.
It's just a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions. I don't trust nothing.
You're a natural born skeptic. I got you.
Skeptic, but I also like, I'm kind of like Mulder in the way, like, I want to believe.
Yeah.
Yes. Gotcha.
I want to. I want to. I'm giving all the weird shit the benefit of the doubt. So.
All right, man. Well, that's Conspiracy Corner for tonight. So, Brian, save us with some headlines, man.
All right.
Headline number one: aliens are fucking real.
Oh, 100%. I don't know in what way, but 100% real.
Title of the episode. Let's see. Everybody's favorite actress, Jenna Ortega, is in talks to play Lydia's daughter in Beetlejuice 2.
Huh.
Okay. With Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton returning, of course.
I could see that. She's in everything else. Why not?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
She definitely fits that vibe.
Right.
She's the it girl right now. Why not?
And she's also rumored to be in the Daredevil Disney Plus show.
What? Who is she going to play in that?
White Tiger, I think.
Yeah, that's fan casting, I think.
Oh, is it fan casting?
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
It's set in a major role, so.
She's a tiny little person.
Yes.
Like I saw her, she was on like Saturday Night Live or something.
Right.
And like she's wearing these 6-inch heels and still shorter than everybody else on the stage.
Oh wow.
She's just a teeny tiny little person.
She would still tower over Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Maybe she's a goblin. Guys.
She's tiny, and later on we'll talk about how Hayden Panettiere's a tiny person too.
Really? Okay.
I always thought she was. She looks very
petite.
Yeah.
Oh, you're referring to the new young Martha Stewart.
Yes. She's not the cheerleader no more.
No.
Well, now she hangs out with Snoop Dogg, so
All right. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving movie has been picked up by TriStar and will get a theatrical release.
Of course it will. No surprise there.
I'm kind of waiting for Eli Roth to like do like a really good movie. Like I keep hearing that he's like really good, but like Hostel was all right. I mean, I definitely felt tense the first time I saw it in the theater. But like that Earthquake movie he did was weak. Really remember that one?
Really bad,
I think he just produced that one.
Did he?
He started. Did he direct Green Inferno?
Yes, he did direct that one.
That one again, like the trailer, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna see some shit in this movie, and then like
which one?
I've seen worse.
Green Inferno. Have you guys? What is the one he did with Keanu? That one is hilarious.
Which one?
Keanu?
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
Where his family goes away on a trip, he stays home.
Oh,
and,
Knock Knock.
The one with Ana de Armas in it.
Yeah, and basically they bang him and
shit goes bad.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, I guess that kills that fantasy.
Honestly, I couldn't say I would have done a thing differently. I gotta be honest.
I know, like I would have been in this trap.
I always tell people to watch the movie because I'm not sure if Keanu is being serious with his acting or is he just totally phoned it in for that, because there's like moments in there I'm like it's hilarious.
I think he's channeling Dane DeHaan in that one, Brian.
He was just exercising his John Wick roles, because like, man, that new trailer, like every time he's like, I'm gonna need a gun. You're just like, God, like what a weird delivery. Like you just
like hamming it up now.
So I love the scene where he's like riding on a horseback in the middle of the fucking desert and he shoots someone off a horse. Like what?
Keanu Reeves doing a Keanu Reeves impersonation.
That's so random. But he's still in that same fucking suit and tie in the middle of the desert.
They keep providing new ones for him. The same exact one.
That trailer came on both movies when I went into the theater on Friday, and like I laughed both times.
It's
just like so awkward. Like you turn around and John Wick's on a fucking horse. You're like, fuck.
And a full suit, 3-piece Armani suit.
Which totally fucks up what was so great about the second one, because it was like the gun kata shit was like, oh man, they're using like some real martial arts here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but then 3 came out and they were like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Do cool shit for 2 hours. I'm here for it. I like it.
Yeah, we're all in.
Lance, this one will make you happy. The Exorcist sequel / reboot has wrapped filming.
It won't make me happy at all. If this is anything like Halloween Ends.
What if it stars Dane DeHaan?
Ah.
As Pazuzu, as the devil.
It's a regular little girl, but then she gets possessed and turns into Dane DeHaan.
Oh my God!
No, Jack Black.
How fast would your clothes fly off, Lance, if you didn't even know Dane was even in the movie and he just walked out on screen?
The head slowly turns around and it reveals that it's Dane DeHaan.
I would be like the Black Saint and pray that my theater was empty so I could take off my pants.
And then get arrested like Pee-wee.
That's right.
Okay, let's see. I know there was more news. Not Eli Roth, Sam Raimi. They're trying to develop a sequel to 2009's Drag Me to Hell. Do you guys want to see a sequel?
Not really.
I thought that movie was
You didn't like that movie, Lance?
I mean, it was okay, but I mean, was it that great? Does it really deserve a sequel?
I thought it kind of set up a cool world of like gypsy curses and stuff. Like that was pretty sweet, and
so did Thinner. I mean, if you want to go in that direction, I mean, come on.
That movie was terribly awesome.
I'll watch a sequel to Thinner.
That was a so bad it's good movie.
Thinner was so good.
That strawberry pie.
Would you guys want to see a sequel to Haunt?
Sure.
Haunt.
Which one was that? Was that the
haunted house? Yeah, where it was kind of like almost like McCamey Manor, where they were actually really harming people.
I mean, I guess so. It'd be nice if they made some like original fucking content.
Hey, go watch Unwelcome. That's original.
Yeah.
Is that good? Oh yeah, Unwelcome. Okay, gotcha.
That's why. Were you listening?
Maybe I'm a little green tonight. Who knows?
Let's see. Bruce Campbell says that they are actively developing an Evil Dead animated series.
Interesting.
Dude, they should have done that 25 years ago.
But if they're doing it now.
Animation scares me because like it could be cool, like the new He-Man animation and like Castlevania shit that's on Netflix, or it could be terrible, like that new fucking Thundercats cartoon.
There's a new Thundercats cartoon.
Does it have snarf in it?
Snarf. It's like bubbly shit animation, like I don't know. I don't even know what kind of show to reference. Like it's this weird kind of new animation. Like, and they did an Aquaman show on HBO Max that was just like that. It's like this terrible animation.
Have you ever seen like Thundercats now? It's really bad.
Is it?
the show itself is really bad, but the intro is still fucking rad.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I was on the Thundercats soccer team when I was like 5. I used to love that show.
Oh, nice.
That's when I decided that I hated soccer.
And the content is all very questionable. Like the dialogue and Thundercats, like you're like,
yeah, the dialogue is bad.
Like, no, but it's like questionable shit. They say shit where you're like, did they really just say that?
Like they call each other pussies or what?
I can't pull up an exact example, but I know I have like the first season on DVD, and like I put it on one day for the kids, and like I had to turn it off. I was like, I just don't think you should watch this.
As long as I don't call them Thunder Twats, I guess we're okay, right?
There's one too many cat references.
The 80s were a different time, man. You could say different shit in the 80s. So.
Yeah. Like the F word, and I don't mean fuck.
I don't think that was in the show, though. Anyways, moving on.
Let's see. Isabella Merced was going to star in Fede Alvarez's new Alien movie. If you guys don't know her, she was Dora in the live-action Dora the Explorer movie.
Huh. Oh, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
which, not for nothing, wasn't terrible.
No.
Okay. Well,
like they made fun of it, which was the best thing you could do.
I remember taking my daughter when she was younger to see it, and I remember I wasn't mad that I was there.
I remember you talking about that, Brian.
It wasn't. I thought I was just gonna be like, through the whole movie, but
shit happens. Steve, it's funny.
Yeah, like Steve said, they kind of make fun of themselves throughout the movie. So.
But did it have Antonio Banderas in it?
No, but Benicio del Toro was the voice.
Okay.
What's his name? Swiper.
and Michael Pena.
Del Toro was Swiper.
Michael Pena. Michael Pena's always great. Everything he's in.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
So you had the collector as Swiper, huh? Kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Jack Kesey, I believe you say it, how you say his name. He's the new Hellboy. The only thing, Lance, I recognize him from that show you put me onto, Claws.
Ah, okay.
You know, I'm probably going to say character name, and everybody's going to be like, who are you talking about? But okay, you know Uncle Daddy.
Yes, of course.
His son, the main one.
Okay, but not. But
the
not
one that
the
one that was him.
Okay.
He's Hellboy.
Ah, that actually might work out. Okay.
And from what I know about the story of this Hellboy, it's like from the comics where he's like a younger Hellboy. It's like one of his first missions. It's like
interesting. Well,
this guy's Hellboy
in the 50s.
Like
in the
Jim
Appalachian
Carrey
Mountains.
and Machine Gun Kelly had a baby.
I mean, if you throw 16,000 actors into the role of Hellboy, eventually one of them's going to hit, right?
I mean, I didn't like the David Harbour one. That one was not good.
Perlman hit. That was fine with me.
Well, yeah.
Well, he already looks like an animal.
That's true.
He's halfway there.
Especially when he smokes that cigar, right?
He doesn't even need a ton of makeup.
And lastly, Amazon is looking to revive the Poltergeist franchise.
No,
yes.
we're done. Why revive
we didn't all like the Sam Rockwell version that came out.
I'm fine with it if they tell a new story. Don't look away when I'm saying I'm fine with something, Lance.
Don't show the same fucking clown wrapping around the kid's neck again.
You can tell other Poltergeist stories. You don't have to keep remaking the same thing over and over.
Okay. All right. I got you.
It's kind of like Paranormal Activity, though, right? It's pretty much all Poltergeist movies in a way.
Yeah.
And Lance, if this will make you happy, Dane DeHaan is on a show on Amazon Prime. Am I right?
Is he?
I think he's on some show about cartels or something. He don't do movies no more. He does TV.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like Steven Seagal, where he has like a fucking cop show in New Orleans.
Oh my God! As long as he doesn't go become a Russian citizen, we're okay, I guess, right?
Dual citizen. Let's get it right.
Jesus Christ! All right, is that the news, Brian?
Yep, that's the news.
All right, man. Steve, you ready to go to the trailer park?
Let's go.
Okay, we're going to bring you the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. Brian, what is our first new trailer to talk about tonight?
First one is a teaser, and Phil, this one's for you. Returning, Lulu Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
The Wrath of Becky.
She's making a comeback.
Let's see. 2 years
Don't call
after
it a comeback.
2 years after she escaped a violent attack on her family, Becky attempts to rebuild her life in the care of an older woman, a kindred spirit named. No, I'm not reading this whole thing. This just goes on and on. Lulu Wilson.
Lulu Wilson is Becky.
Back.
Killing white
Phil's all-time favorite child star.
Yeah, buddy. No, hey, that first one was a great movie, and it was probably the first time I'd seen Lulu Wilson where I was like,
right.
All right, she's like maybe making the transition from Shirley Temple child actress to real actress. So I'm hoping for good things. I love the movie. I love the
it looks fun. I mean, they're giving her a whole arsenal this movie. You got the montage of her with her weapons laid out. She's good. She's got ammunition. Yeah. Instead of fucking up Kevin James, she's fucking up Stifler now. So
yeah. Okay. Which is great because when's the last time we saw Stifler in anything?
Lethal Weapon TV series.
I just hope his mom shows up. I hope she leaves the White Lotus long enough to show up.
Yeah, she's not as like Stifler's mommy as she used to be. You know what I mean?
I like the first Becky, so
I do.
You know, I'm excited for the Wrath of Becky. More cool shit. Okay.
Becky too, the Wrath of Becky. They strand her on a deserted planet. Captain Kirk and Spock strand her.
Yeah. Let's be real. It's probably gonna suck a lot, but
you think so?
There's potential for it to be kind of awesome, and so I'm hoping for that.
Well, honestly, Brian, when I saw this trailer, I didn't realize that this was a tie-in to that movie Becky until like toward the very end, and I'm like, is that the same character from? It is. So I didn't even realize when you said the Wrath of Becky, I thought it was a totally different, like an A24 style, indie movie.
Well, you see, what they did right is in the first movie, their main villain, they didn't cast like some ridiculous. It wasn't John Travolta. You know what I mean? It was Kevin James. So now, like anybody you get's kind of like either a lateral move or a step up. You know, like it's not
okay.
You would think, except Kevin James fucking killed it.
He did a really good job.
Yeah,
right?
The King of Queens got it, didn't he?
Oh no, one of the directors. I'm looking at her filmography.
I
told you it's probably gonna suck.
She's done a couple of Netflix movies that are fucking garbage.
Oh no!
One of them is The Open House.
Ouch! That was so boring, man. So boring.
That one was rough.
I don't think I watched that one.
You don't.
You don't need to.
It's the kid from Goosebumps and.
Oh yeah, the kid that got killed in the last Scream movie.
Yeah, he just runs like through the house in the dark because he hears things for like an hour and a half.
It's like Skinamarink, which I fucking told all you guys about. I fucking told you.
I still haven't watched it.
He had to see for
But every time I come across it, I'm like, should I?
Yeah, it's worth the watch. Come on, it's worth the watch.
It's like one of them things. Like you should get something for watching it, like a T-shirt or something.
I know. I keep seeing that.
I made it to Skinamarink.
Or a special Lego piece, a collector's.
What's
like an Xbox achievement?
We watched the trailer the last time I was on. It was that not Bagwoods. Was it No, something.
Oh, Outwoods or
the Outwaters.
Outwaters. There you go. The Outwaters. And I know you guys are like, everyone's like, it sucks. Like it's an hour of bullshit, but then like some kind of cool shit happens. But then you're just looking at the ground a lot, and I'm like, I still kind of want to watch it.
No, I enjoyed watching it. It's so fucking weird. It's just there's so many scenes of like little flashlight on the ground that it like.
I know.
It's definitely, Steve, it's definitely one of those movies you watch it.
It hurts my eyes.
You'll probably come up with a different conclusion than me or Phil did. But if you just got to make it through that first hour.
You need to show more of the screen than a flashlight circle. You can't do that the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'll still check it out at some point. But yeah, when does The Wrath of Becky come out?
I don't see a release date.
Huh.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Well, then they don't want us to talk about it anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure Brian will have us watch it. So
September 15th gets a release in Turkey.
Weird release date. In Turkey.
What IMDb says September 15th, 2023,
sure.
Turkey.
Why not?
Oh, that last one went totally under the radar.
Did it?
And it was a great fucking movie, man.
I wouldn't say great.
I thought it was great. I had a lot of fun with that.
Are we gonna finally find out what that key unlocks at least, or
Hopefully.
what?
No, they'll just never mention it.
Oh, okay. God damn it!
All right.
See, that's what I hate when they they do a red herring and they leave it open ended like that. Like, what the fuck?
They'll talk about it in Becky 3.
Oh, there you go. The trilogy.
It wasn't a key; it was a MacGuffin.
That's right.
What will Becky 3 be? It'll be like the legacy of Becky, or
I guess
the legend of Becky.
All right,
Becky does a porno with Maxine. I don't know.
Our final trailer is a new horror comedy called The Blackening.
I love the tagline on this poster.
What's the tagline?
We can't all die first.
We can't all die. But we can't all die first. But that can't be the whole movie. That's what worries me. I hope they don't just weigh on that whole joke the whole fucking movie.
No, from what I understand, it's going to play on a lot of horror tropes, especially when it comes to black characters. That's why we got the black character always dies first. So who's the blackest character out of everybody? And
he's like, nah, I'm gay.
Play they.
One guy's like, I haven't even seen Friday. And I voted for Trump.
So it's a little bit cabin in the woods-ish. It sounds like it's gonna have a whole lot of Easter eggs and tropes in it. Gotcha. Looks interesting. I'm in.
It's a questionable game. I don't know if you'd ever want to purchase said board game.
Yeah, and it's also, from what I'm seeing, it's going to play on a lot of, not just with black characters, with traditional tropes in horror movies. Like
sure.
Like the lady's about to say something, everybody's like, "Don't you say it!" And then she's like, "Oh, we gotta split up."
Need to split up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I caught that line.
It looks funny.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it looks funny, and as much as I hate but all my whitey friends, we get together and talk about crack shit. You know what I mean?
Philip, what are you
At some point, it's got to be, the racial stuff gets a little much. But black folks ain't lost their fucking sense of humor, man. This looks pretty funny.
Any idea who's directing it or writing it? Is it like anyone who has any, credentials at all of, like anything that we've enjoyed in the past? That's what I'm curious about. First thing I thought is this like first time filmmakers, or is this, some well-established?
He's got quite the filmography here.
Really? Okay.
His name is Tim Story.
All right.
He's directed such classics as the Tom and Jerry movie, the last Shaft movie.
Okay.
Didn't he do Fantastic Four?
Yes, Fantastic Four.
No. Which one?
The first two.
Ride Along. Those
are really
Kevin Hart, right?
Yeah.
That was a good one. One. Those Fantastic Four movies were so fucking horrible, man. Come on.
I didn't hate them.
I did.
They weren't good, but I didn't hate them.
Steve, what did you think, man?
They were good for what we had back then. I mean, what else could we compare them to?
Yeah.
Better than Roger Corman's version, you think?
Have you seen that?
The one nobody's seen?
Oh, I've seen it. We reviewed it.
Have you?
Yeah, I watched it.
How did you
remember that movie, The Boy Who Could Fly?
Review. That was a fantastic review.
Oh, I missed that, man.
Remember that movie, The Boy Who Could Fly? He played he played Johnny Storm.
Ouch.
That
makes sense, I guess.
God, the special effects. That was a rough one. That was like back in the early. That was back in the early days of the Geeks. That was like the first 2 years or something.
Ay. I got to do some
does not get the credit.
catalog listing.
X-Men does not get the credit they deserve for making superhero movies what they are.
Well, you got some X-Men stuff coming up. What's the trouble with all that, Brian? And Steve, I think you have an idea. Like, don't they have some like weird contracts that they can't do new characters until so many years?
The actors had contracts with Fox when Fox was bought out by Disney. So
okay,
there's disputes, but I mean all that shit will get handled. I mean, fucking
why doesn't
Disney has all the
Disney
hush money
just buy
they need.
those out, man, and get young
They
actors?
They will. I'm not worried about that shit.
Like fucking Hugh Jackman as Wolverine yet again. I mean, come on.
Disney was like, "Hey, Sony, you suck. Let us use Spider-Man." They were like, "Okay." like they're gonna fucking they're gonna figure it out. It's not not a big deal,
They sure are taking a sweet time.
And then also, we own everything. Do you want to work?
Then Marvel had the balls.
Work against this.
Marvel had the balls to actually be like, and check this out, Sony. We're actually gonna use your other Spider-Mans and make them tight again. And then they did
right.
Fuck. I guess we're gonna make Madam Web and Morbius. Like, get out of here. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, every time Sony comes out with a new superhero movie, it's like, all right, it's time to stop.
Yeah. Have they done Man Beast yet?
Get in line for that Kraven the Hunter starring fucking Kick-Ass. It's gonna be fucking
Jesus Christ.
No, they did do
Kraven the
Man
Hunter,
Beast, right? Did they do Man Beast in the Halloween special or something like that?
Oh, Man Thing.
Thing?
Man Thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Confused.
Okay.
I was like, are you talking about that cat from He-Man? But I thought that was Beast Man. Like,
I got my names wrong. Sorry about that, man.
But like, I think in the Kraven the Hunter movie that like he's actually going to be like a advocate for animals or some shit. You're like, like.
I don't know, man. Every time I saw Kraven the Hunter, in the comics, I visualized Freddie Mercury. So I don't know.
It's just silly what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The fun thing about Kraven the Hunter is nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. I still haven't even seen that
Batman,
second
Superman.
Venom movie.
You know what I mean? Come on.
What are you looking forward to more, Steve? Kraven the Hunter or Madam Web?
Probably, honestly, if I had to choose the two, probably Madam Web, because Madam Web actually deals with multiverse shit, so she could actually introduce some cool like live action alternate Spider-Man characters that actually have spider powers if they're not using Peter Parker. Like that could actually lead to some cool shit. But like, I don't want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson running around with a shirt unbuttoned for half a movie. I'm cool. Right. I don't need
he's
that.
He's an advocate for animals, though.
But why is he a hunter then? Like, it doesn't. I don't get it. He wears a fucking lion skin as his costume.
He's an advocate until he gets attacked by one of the lions he's advocating for.
And then it's on.
Jesus.
And Lance, your girl is Madam Web from what is it? 50 Shades of Grey.
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Why not grab a paycheck? Why?
But it's like, but you know what's funny is like all the people that are like, it's not comic accurate, but like when they cast like Madam Web's like this ancient frail old lady, but when they're like Dakota Johnson, everyone's like, yeah, it's fine.
That's cool. That'll work.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather,
as long as she's hot.
Let's be honest. Sure. Like
all right.
See Maggie Grace for 2 hours. I could check out.
All right, we got off track. The Blackening, June 16th.
The Blackening.
All right, we'll be there.
It does look funny. Better than those scary movie things.
Maybe we should pair it with a scary movie, Ryan.
With what? Like scary movie, or those other knockoffs?
No, we already saw
like
the
Marlon
original
Wayans.
Scary movie.
I know. I thought for a minute
with Steve, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did the first scary movie. That's why I thought we were gonna do Little Hand tonight, but I guess
okay. We'll figure
strong
it out.
hand.
We'll figure it out.
This is my strong hand. With the mashed potatoes.
Oh God, yes, the guy under the stairs from the David Letterman show, right?
Cabin Boy, yeah.
That was the best scary movie. For sure.
So gross.
All right, feedback.
Oh, feedback. All right.
Yep, it's your cue.
Holy shit. All right.
I hope we got some this week. Fuck.
All right. We do. This week we shine the podcast spotlight onto not one but two podcasts.
All right.
Sorry, I just had to find it and I'm drunk. I got off early today and nobody's home, so. First up, let's tip our hat to the Horror Nerds at Church. Horror Nerds at Church is a ridiculously queer podcast about theology and horror movies, hosted by Pace Warfield, May, and Reverend? I don't know.
Reverend, okay.
Reverend Emily Ewing. We're going to go with that.
The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah. Let's also shout out the horror bandwagon. Boo, guess what? It's a new horror podcast coming your way. Scary, we know. Well, this fall, I'm sorry. This fall, join me, Sergio, as I try to convince my boyfriend to love. Her name is Sergio?
Wait a minute. Hold on. It's me, Sergio. Oh, wait, that's Mario. Never mind. Sorry.
I'm confused trying to read the sentence, man. I'm sorry. As I try to
we are slowly getting off the rails here.
Love horror movies and jump on the bandwagon.
Dude, this is a fucking Ohio disaster.
Hey, I'm just keeping it green and watching the fire burn, boys. Let's go.
Should have read this beforehand. Cody is a cool dude that I love and is a scaredy cat, but also loves to rip scary movies apart. Support the community and check them out. Horror Nerds at Church. I have no idea what they are, but it sounds awesome.
It's such a great title. Great title. Yes. Best title ever.
Regarding Eli Ross Thanksgiving poster, Stephanie Horror says the trampoline scene makes me cringe every time I see it.
And I hope it's in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Brian created a poll. What's your favorite horror movie from 1989? So far, the original Pet Sematary is crushing it.
No, not the remake.
Pet Sematary.
What's that, Brian?
The original, right?
The OG.
I thought you meant the remake.
In the remake's defense, you did set it for that specific year, so the remake can't even try to compete.
Fair enough.
I'll put that poll out next week.
Put that poll up next week. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
But be sure
because
to
any
cast
votes
your
the
vote.
remake, votes the remake gets are gonna be just like Lance supporters, and that's it. So you'll see where like a popularity contest.
All one of them.
Did you vote for? I didn't vote for Lance. I don't know who voted. I don't know how we got there. Be sure to cast your vote in our Facebook group. Jen Aranda Perez says, dang, a couple of good ones here.
Yeah. She an 80s movie lover, apparently, right?
Yeah.
For next year's March Madness, Heather Powell has agreed to host the show for us. Oh, that ought to be fun.
Yes.
And we promise a panel of female-only judges. What? Okay.
Yeah, it's about time. It's been like a sausage fest up in here every March Madness. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, well.
And Phil, it is your turn if you need to judge.
Judge?
Yeah.
They said it was female only, so.
Or make a tiebreaker? Hey.
Oh, wow.
Listen,
that
dude,
should be interesting.
I was in a female-only dorm for a long time in college.
Yeah.
Get along with women probably a lot better than men.
On purpose.
I've seen some fucking pretty awesome movies that start with that premise.
So my wife
hiding in the closet.
Yeah. You're like that motherfucker from the original Black Christmas, chilling up in the attic and shit. For years, I watched them from afar in silence.
But thank you, Heather, for your amazing offer. I will happily do whatever I can to make that happen, and Hey, dude, if we can have a female-only show,
we need to. We're way overdue. Way overdue.
I don't think that works since like we're here, but
we can just hide in the
step
back.
away.
Yeah,
we can have a female-only guest.
We'll listen.
Yeah.
Just having them record the show and send it to you.
Hey, man, I'll listen. Whatever, dude. That'll be fun.
We'll figure it out. Heather's a very smart girl. She's gonna figure this thing out. Trust me.
All right, let's get it, Heather. Thank you. Steve Carlton. Hey,
who's that?
And I'm reading your shit right now. It's like a weird, twisted, alternate dimension thing.
Kind of meta. A little meta. Huh?
All this stuff would have been on last week's show, but it was the March Madness, so it didn't make it.
Steve says, I watched a movie called Unwelcome last night. Crazy
there we go.
Leprechaun Goblin movie. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Top notch.
This is awkward. This is awkward.
The Spinsters of
Horror. Conversation earlier was for nothing.
We need a little googly eye sticker to put on us.
We're breaking time and space.
Yes, we
which
are.
Is part of the UFO thing. Don't get me into that.
Uh-oh. We might later.
Spinsters of Horror, which we can have on for the March Madness, right?
Sure. Sure.
I feel like that may be degrading, and I'm not sure. Anyway, thanks for sharing.
That's going to be Heather's call, man.
Regarding our Cocaine Bear show, Eric LaSalle says next it will be Heroin Bear. He's just going to sleep.
Now, wait a minute. Is that Eric LaSalle from the TV show ER? That Eric LaSalle?
Yes.
Sure.
He listens to our show. We have a famous listener.
The only one with that name.
I am looking forward to the Cocaine Shark movie that's going to come out.
Oh. Are they really doing that? Or
yeah. Oh, there's already a poster and everything.
There's Cocaine Shark, and then there's Meth Alligator.
Yeah.
And then I just
Meth Alligator's going to be
100%
all
sense.
take place in the South. It's like
I seen one today. I forgot to post Ninja versus Shark.
No.
Ninja versus Shark. I kind of want to see
versus
that.
Shark.
Ninja with fucking scuba gear on.
Water.
That's what I'm saying. He's got a fucking scuba tank down there. Fucking weah.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
What's the setting? Because I'm gonna go ninja.
Or the shark. The shark gets on the land and starts doing moves.
Oh come on.
I'm sure the movie won't be that great.
Derek Diedrichson says Prophecy equals another good old bear horror flick.
Yep.
Prophecy's
a good one.
Yeah.
Christopher
I don't know
Walken.
what I've seen yet.
Nice.
Regarding the new Dead Ringers, Raven Rain says I've got a group for the show. It's I don't know how to say this. Dead Ringers TV series on Prime.
That's
I
Facebook
want to find it. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's a Facebook group. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
just go to the post in the Facebook group and find her comment and click the link.
Yes.
There you go.
I think it's like a group to discuss the show when it comes out. So
that's where we're going with this.
That's cool. Yeah.
Regarding Red Eye, Franklin Correa says great thriller. Al Ramsur give Raimi his flowers.
Half the time I don't know what Al's talking about, man. I gotta be honest with you.
He's give Sam Raimi his respect, his flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not wait till he's gone to give him his due.
All right.
Steve here posted a new horror movie poster in the group. You gotta see to believe. Hint is for M. Night's next film based on Zim Vader's suggestions. Check. Oh, that was our. We made a movie. That was fantastic, by the way.
As everything just lined up. It was like Dane DeHaan was perfect. And I was like, and then you were like Bert Kreischer. I'm like, well, now I have to make it. This is gonna be awesome.
He's got a new special coming out tomorrow, by the way.
And I wanted to fit Nez on there too. I wanted to have him like in the background, but it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
So, but I remembered.
At least he's mentioned in the credits.
He's mentioned in the credits. He's in the credits.
That's great. Anyway, that was super funny. Al Ramsour says She-Hulk has the Hulk son, which leads into World War Hulk story.
Is that real? True, Steve?
Well, the Hulk's son was on that planet where when Hulk left at the beginning of She-Hulk, he went to go get him. So there could be a whole movie that takes place between that and when he comes back.
Interesting.
That could be like the World War Hulk story almost right there. So if I'm correct, which I might not be, I'm not.
You've read a lot more. You've read a lot more comics than any of us have, so that's why we kind of ask you these questions, man.
Well, and David Day commented that spaghetti has noodles, which are also designed. I just don't understand what Hulk has to do with horror. No offense meant, just having a laugh.
We don't just talk horror on the Horror Returns.
I know. There was the lady that got mad at us for our Western stuff. She was like,
spaghetti does have noodles, though.
That is true. That is true.
Regarding upcoming Critters 2 screening with Mick Garris, Jerry Cortez says, I'll be there.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it happened a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're a week behind on feedback, so it happened.
Jessica Tucker says Poltergeist is one of her top 3 favorite horror movies of all time.
Strong words.
So, you know what? Maybe a Poltergeist revival wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We'll see. Although, a lot of people died in that Poltergeist movie. So, maybe leave it the fuck alone.
Or maybe don't use real skeletons. Gross.
Regarding Antichrist.
That's
that I started to watch, and then there was like, there's a lot of penetration here. Maybe I should.
I can't. Lars von Trier and I do not get along.
I remember when I first put that movie on for the first time. I was like, golly.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to. I did a quick peek around, like, who's, like. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you were watching it, and then
because this would be the time the wife walks in, like, what the fuck? Like,
you mean you didn't have it on your
out the window, and you're just like, oh well, that happened.
Yeah.
Steve,
so slow.
Steve, you didn't have it on your iPhone in front of you on the treadmill in the gym watching it.
Was that you? Oh man, that's a bad look, bro.
I don't know, but I've had to hit pause a lot of times before when I was doing
that. So Ariel Wellman says, do not watch this movie. I got like 10 minutes into it, and I was like,
and you did not.
It doesn't get any better.
This is not a movie for tonight.
I had to watch it for the bracket. It was like Lance, and you gave me I don't know what list you gave me, but some of the movies on the list you gave me were not in the bracket.
I know, dude. I fucked it all up. I was like multitasking. I was putting out fires at work. I was trying to put the list together and the bracket.
I'm trying to hurry up and watch the movies I haven't watched. I'm ready to talk about them, and then I get the new bracket, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And none of them are on there.
Well, okay, and here's what I have to say about Under the Skin, because I tried to rewatch that because I want to watch these bracket movies, right?
Yeah.
And I realized half an hour into the movie, I've already seen this before. It just sucks.
Oh no. You didn't like seeing Scarlett Johansson naked?
Well,
come on.
That was a fantastic part, but it was a boring fucking movie, man.
It was a lot to slog through to get to that.
I mean, when I was listening to the March Madness, whenever it was going up against something, I'm like, yeah, but that movie doesn't have Scarlett Johansson. That's all.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
She's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but it was like even watching, and it was a cool concept. But I realized that I had already watched that movie before, and then I started watching it, and it took me half an hour to realize that I had already seen this movie.
Dude,
I want to watch it
how
again.
do you miss Scarlett Johansson hitchhiking around Scotland, getting into vans with weird Scottish guys, and they disappear into black goo? How do you miss that?
Because she's naked in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then the rest of it is just garbage. It's the same shit over and over again.
Sure. I enjoyed it. Call me crazy.
All right. And Myrna says Acrostar Films just released the official trailer for horror romance feature film Desperate Souls. Living in the endless void of the afterlife, Moira survives on lust, despair, and grief of men. That sounds familiar.
Is this Under the Skin?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
An existence.
Sign me up. This sounds like a wonderful time.
An existence this enchantress has known for eons as a succubus. You have my attention. Using her
the good old
beauty,
days.
She lures them with false hopes of relief from the mental pain before consuming their broken souls.
Does sound very under the skin, doesn't it?
Sounds like a good way to go.
Yeah.
Death by snooze too.
Sounds like somebody I know.
I mean, all those skeletons were smiling. I'm just saying.
When Moira hears the cries of Devon, a man whose life dances on the edge of a razor blade, she's drawn to a pain she's never felt before. Discovering they both found what they have longed for, Moira is determined to keep them together and not let anyone stand in their way, no matter who she must kill. With her succubus ways. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, somebody knows how to write, because that's a very damn good description.
Yeah, it didn't come from us.
Nope. Maybe Al wrote that under an alias.
Where's Marcus? That's
Yeah,
the
no
motherfucker
shit.
that writes the good shit. All right. Now it's time for featured attractions. We'll start.
All right.
We'll start with Cherry Falls from 2002, and then move on to Scream 6.
And this is where I leave you, gentlemen, for just a little bit, because I did not get a chance to see this one. But
Cherry Falls,
get the fuck out of it! You didn't watch it.
I did not watch it, man. But I'll return shortly. I gotta go check on the grandkids.
Steve?
Huh?
I'm saying, like,
did you watch
the
it,
last
Steve?
two? Of course.
Okay.
Steve did his homework.
You guys are good. Y'all can handle it.
Okay, get out of here.
All right. I shall return.
All right. Cherry Falls, 2002.
Y'all play fast and loose with your rules over here, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know what's funny? It's like
rules?
But it happens with us all the time. Like, Sean never watches the shit, and then we just don't record the review. Like, we watch it all the time, and then Sean's like, I didn't watch it. Like, all right, well, fuck it. So I'm used to it.
Well, I don't know how much you missed. Well, I don't want to. We'll see. We'll see what we get when we get there. Cherry Falls. In the small town of Cherry Falls, a psychotic murderer is killing off the virgins of the local high school. Director is Jeffrey Wright, also known for Romper Stomper and Metal Skin. Neither of which I've ever heard of.
I've heard of Romper Stomper, but that's just because it's what's his name trivia, Gladiator, Russell Crowe.
But
I also feel like Lance never chooses the movies that the director is known for.
Yeah, also true.
Is he known for something other than that?
I don't know, but
okay. Just some random ambiguous films.
Writer is Keb Selden, also known for White Lies. Michael Bean. Initially wasn't interested in the movie because after reading 15 pages of the script, he thought it was just another slasher movie. His agent convinced him to keep reading. Bean liked the satirical approach to the genre and decided to do the movie. David Lynch was offered the script to direct, and while he said he liked it, he turned it down as he was in production on Mulholland Drive, which was probably a good decision.
Would have been a completely different movie.
No kidding.
Some might even say it would have been a better movie.
Maybe. Steve, what do you think about Cherry Falls? 2000.
First thing, this thing screams it's time. This is a time capsule movie. This movie is dated. Like, good Lord. Yeah. You know what the fucking cold part is, though? This is right when I graduated. I graduated high school in 2001. So this is how it was, man. With the fucking spikes and the freaking baggy ass clothes and the 90s stuff, the music, the horrible techno music that played throughout this movie. It was just grating.
Right?
And
come on. Gotta give
it was
something.
I had some questions, what was his name? Jay Moore?
Yeah.
Starring role for a young Jay Moore. Brittany Murphy constantly looking like she had. Brittany Murphy looked like she had a stomach ache the whole time. She just had this face like her tummy hurt the whole movie.
That's heroin.
That's definitely something. It was just weird, I think I could see what they were going for, and it did kind of set up an interesting story. But at the same time, like, there was no good kills. The gore wasn't really there, and there were some. Is this kind of classified as a comedy too? Because there was some legit, almost slapstick comedy shit towards the end. I think
unintentional comedy.
Oof, then it's really bad. You know what I mean? Because like I was laughing, but I'm like, should I be? Does the movie want me to laugh? I'm not sure. So
I feel like some of it had to be there, like at least somewhat intentionally.
Well,
right?
I mean, it is described as satirical, so
okay,
it could be there for.
I don't know. I think maybe we talk about it. We're gonna have to talk a little bit about it before we give scores. But I mean, off the top, it's not something I feel like I'm gonna revisit anytime soon. So what about you, Phil?
All right. Well, damn it, you sent it back on me. Yeah, this movie was not awesome. Brittany Murphy was in the height of her probably drug-induced personality, because I don't think that she did well in this one. And I've seen her in a lot of things that I really like her in. She's great in Clueless, right? She's fucking awful in this movie, but so is mostly everybody else. So I don't know if that's her fault or if it's everybody else's fault. I feel like they were like, well, we're going to turn the horror genre on its head by killing the virgins instead of the not virgins. But like, people have been killing virgins since the beginning of time.
That also led to some questionable storytelling on the film.
Yes.
The solution to that raised way more questions than answered. I was like, is this a police sanctioned event? What the fuck is happening?
Well, Michael Bean did say, treat it like a normal party and just let it go.
But I mean, they were like posting up there like it was security. They were like, you know what I mean? Stand back. We just want these kids to bone. Like, it was just weird.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was a little excessive. I kind of can't even remember who the killer was. It'll take me a minute, and I'll go, "Oh yeah, that was fucking stupid."
It was a starring role for a young Jay Moore.
Oh, that's right. Yes, no, I called him out at the beginning. It was either him or her mom, and I
But
called
his
out.
fucking reasoning for it was
Stupid.
insane.
It didn't make any sense.
It was
Michael
bonkers.
B., you could be my father,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna assume that you are my father because we have the same color eyes.
I love how it said they have the same color eyes, and that it did a close up on their eyes that are not even close to the same color.
I bet
I
you
was like,
Jay
wow.
Moore in his 20s could make a beautiful one.
But then again, like maybe that was the joke. He's like, we have the same eyes, and they were like, he doesn't. Like, isn't that funny?
I
And
know.
like maybe that's what they were trying to do. Like, I don't know.
And it
was
doesn't.
actually directed by Jay Moore in the background. He's just a shitty joke writer because he just steals jokes.
It doesn't even explain why he chose to dress up like his mom.
Also
no, and that's the other thing. Like, the movie didn't have a cool like killer. Like, the look of it wasn't cool because they always wanted to hide the face, so you couldn't see the face. You just could kind of see sunglasses, I guess, at times. But
it was like sort of
it
like
clearly
the killer
wasn't
in
a woman.
Yeah, it never tried to hide the fact that every time you saw this person, this is clearly a man.
Yeah, like that. Every time, like it would put its hand, it would put the hands on somebody, and I was like, "Well, those are man hands." Got nail polish, but those are man hands.
Like
I've seen Seinfeld. Those are man hands. Yeah, it was interesting. So I had and then there was I took a couple of notes here. Like, I thought that the fact that Jay Moore had this giraffe tattoo that was just so prominent on his arm.
Yeah.
No other marks, just this random giraffe tattoo. And I was like,
right?
what is for what?
Is
I
that
don't
a real
understand.
tattoo that he
It
had?
can't be. Nobody gets that. Come on. It was like a Fisher Price drawing of a giraffe. It was the weirdest thing.
Maybe it is. I think I need to look that up. Does Jay Moore have a stupid giraffe tattoo?
And then there was this.
Maybe he was a Toys R Us kid. I don't.
There was a cop that had this this line that led to. I knew it was happening. He was like, "What do you want me to do? I can't just split." And I was like, "Ugh!" And then right in the middle of his head, the blade. I was like, "Of course."
The acting was so weird throughout the entire movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's like Brittany Murphy
kids don't talk like
out of it, man.
Kids do not talk like this.
Well, and then I never understood.
Trying to be witty and.
Well, and then Brittany Murphy's playing this drugged out, super depressed, she's got all this shit going on, but then smash cut, she's doing physical fucking activity with her dad in the living room. This is how you fucking roll a guy over, and this is how you do this. She's like, all right, and I'm like, where does this energy come from?
Right, and you do not, if you fall on your daughter, you do not lovingly stare deep into her eyes.
Okay,
I was like, ooh,
that was a weird scene. Where was that going, and why
did they called away? He gets called away, and then she looks at the water, and she's like, "Oh, Daddy." I'm like, where is this going?
Yeah, that was super fucking creepy and weird, and I don't understand.
I had to check the link right quick. I was like, wait a second. Okay, we're good.
Am I in the right movie?
Yeah. What was this? Is this Poison Ivy Part 2?
God damn it! I clicked on some weird shit, didn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of just weird, cringy moments, like when he finds out that virgins are being killed, and he goes and wakes his daughter up, and he was like, "What base have you gotten to?"
Oof. This could probably wait till morning. You know what I'm saying? It's late. You woke her up. And again, her,
I think he knows what base she's got.
Her character doesn't make sense from one scene to the next. She's at school and she's just this super fucking emoed out, and then at home she's like, "Yes, Daddy," and it's just
right.
Which character? Because my daughter's not like that at school, but you know what? She ain't like that at home either. You know what I mean? It's just not how normal people act. So
it just wasn't a well-written movie. I think it was shitty. I'm sorry.
And then doesn't sound like I missed much.
And then of course the finale, the weird. I mean that was kind of cool. I kind of bumped the score up a little bit for the end where he just comes in and just starts knifing everyone. I was like, this is perfect. Fish in a barrel. Fucking got him.
Stuck in the stairway because they can't figure out how to go down.
House full of half-naked teenagers having sex so they won't get killed, or just getting knifed left and right.
Yeah, because they all showed up to lose their virginity so they wouldn't die, and then the killer shows up before they can get there and just starts murdering them all. So good. And that big boy had super confidence. You see him walking around there?
Yeah.
The two nerds, they had like DJ, what's his
Quails.
name? Yeah, he was in there, and then like he had like his big buddy. You know, they have to have the R2 and the C3PO. So, you know, his big buddy's like walking around, like sees that thick girl on the side, and he was just like, ooh, he had the fucking moves. His shoulders were moving. He was like, I'm getting some. This is what we're here for. It was like,
DJ
go
Quails.
get her, go get her.
Then they had the stereotypical stoner who clearly was never really high.
Oh yeah.
Oh, never, and he was somehow knocking down like the prom queen.
Brittany Murphy, on the other hand. DJ Quails.
Well, Brittany Murphy for some reason rode her bike at night to her teacher's house.
Oh yeah.
What are you even doing?
Fucking weird. Not a
Do you need help with this giant trunk you're pulling out of your fucking car and taking into your basement in the middle of the night? Sure, I do.
That was a hilarious scene because he throws the trunk down the stairs and she's like, "What's in there?" And she's like, "Your dad." And then she goes and opens the trunk, and then of course the dad pops out like and then she turns around and Jay Moore like screams crazy, and then he just knocks her out.
He does, and then he ties her up so that he can monologue for her to escape.
Yeah.
And then there was some weird
motivations.
Camera shots, like when the deputy gets word that it's Jay Moore as the killer, it does like this kind of freeze frame slow motion of her just going like, like I knew it.
Yeah, like no, you didn't. What are you talking about? You didn't know shit. And then, like, you know, that of course that move that her dad was teaching her in the beginning of the movie, like, comes back, and with that one move, she's able to, she threw Jay Moore like through a whole ass window and over a balcony with that one move, and then
did he just sort of run out there and fall off?
I mean, it looked that's it. That movie said that that's what she did, but then he just like ran through the window. I'm like, wouldn't he have gone through like back first, not head first? Like, I don't know. But then like he lands on the fence and he does the whole like rah to get up thing, and I love fucking Double Guns McGee over here. Fucking the deputy came out with fucking two guns.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's how dumb the fucking movie was.
And then like that one kid went away and his hand was stuck to that kid's head. Like Jay Moore's hand got blown off and was like stuck to the kid's head off to the side. Did you see that? Did you notice that? Yeah. So ridiculous.
DJ barely got fucking credits in this movie, but he was in it, and we had just watched a Jim Jeffries stand-up special, and DJ Quails is one of his good buddies. And there's a whole bit about him in it. It's
DJ Quails is, I believe, billed on the poster.
Yeah. Is he?
For some reason.
No, because he's the only name in the movie.
75th in the cast list.
I guess he's not. Michael Biehn and Jay Moore and all. I guess either way.
Michael Biehn was in a different movie.
He was trying to do something, and then the mom was in a whole nother movie where she was just drunk all the time, and she was getting too awkward close to Brittany Murphy all the time too. I'm like, stop kissing your adult daughter on the fucking lips every 10 seconds.
Yeah,
like, it's
man.
weird.
This is right after she
Yikes.
suggestively told the boyfriend, "I want to fuck you," when in the very beginning of the movie when she walks up to them sitting in the car.
Oh yeah.
She's giving him the fuck me eyes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That
and
weird.
Part of me thought that she was the killer because of that, because she like bummed a cigarette off of him and stuff.
I think that's why they made her so wacky. They were trying to throw you off and make you think she's the killer.
Give you a red herring to follow. But either way, this movie sucked. Brian, I know you kind of talked about it, but what'd you think?
I mean, the acting was weird. It just, the teenagers don't talk like that. At least the teenagers that are, I guess they were supposed to be teenagers. They clearly wasn't. Brittany Murphy was, I think Steve said it right. She was like one way in one scene, and then she was a completely different person the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
She was
probably geeked out of her fucking head the entire movie.
Well, it also that's true, but it was also like she was playing like 3 different characters.
Yeah,
like I can understand by the end of the movie she was a different person. All the events built her up to be this person that's going to take out the killer. But at no point during the movie did anything happen to kind of build her up to that. The whole interaction with her and Michael Biehn was just fucking weird because I thought there was going to be some kind of angle where he was diddling her or something, but that fucking never.
Well, he's a fucking creep anyway. Like,
yeah.
Well, kind of. I mean, that whole flashback scene was something else too. Like, golly.
Oh, the rape scene.
Yeah,
they put me on top, and I knew what I was doing.
Right.
I was like, okay.
He's like crying, fucking spit coming down his face. I'm like, God damn, you're really going for it in this shit, aren't you? Like, you're really going there. You're going to that place.
It was a weird premise for a movie, and then to have that scene in there where he like falls on top of his daughter like it's fucking Simba rolling on top of Nala. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what is happening right now?
But it's like, oh no, because it wasn't just him; it was her. Like,
you ever see those clips where it's like replace the music and the movie gets weird? Like that's
It's like why is this scene even in the movie?
And the kills were super weak. I want to know, because I know this is out on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. It kind of felt like maybe there was more to the kills. I don't know, because I had to seek other means to watch this.
Same.
I don't know. It just kind of seemed like the kills there was more to them, because there was a lot of cutaways and.
Oh boy.
You would have hated it anyways, Lance. It's a slasher movie.
I like some slasher movies.
Name one.
See, I'm not a big slasher.
Scream 3.
All right, and that's what I'm talking about.
See, and I'm not a big slasher movie person. I love horror. I don't love slashers. And this one was a particularly dumb one. So.
All right, I think we're
scores. Steve, what do you think?
This one I'm gonna put right around 4 on 10.
Yeah, not bad. That's almost halfway.
I mean, it was, like I said, it was a time capsule movie. It did remind me a lot of high school with the music and the look at everything. So it was a little nostalgic in that way. And for what it's worth, it wasn't like. Nah, it was all pretty terrible, but it was like, I guess it was like somewhat. You know what it was? It was the killer scene at the end where he knifed all those kids. That was pretty rad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Jay Moore, Brittany Murphy. What else can you say? Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm at like a 3.5. I would give it up for the scene you're talking about, Steve, where he's killing. It was pretty hilarious when they're all trying to fit down the stairs and they're crushing the one deputy.
Deputy Dewey.
Then the banister breaks and they all start falling all over each other. Half naked kids running out into the.
It's like trying to murder a bunch of lemmings.
I think they had a good premise. They just didn't execute it well, and the kills were super weak, and the acting was all over the place. So 3.5.
Yeah, I would have given it a 4, except for the weird scene where the dad falls on the daughter and they make it romantic, and I'm gonna take a point away from that because it's fucking weird. So 3.
It really kind of seemed like they were gonna bang if he didn't get that call on his radio.
Like it legitimately looked like, stereotypical roll around and fall on top of each other.
And this is why the mom drinks all the time, because her husband's a creep.
100%. Hey, I need 2 minutes.
Or maybe the director's a pedophile.
Maybe the dad was trying to save the daughter from being killed, right?
Sure.
Yeah, by making sure she wasn't a virgin. Do anything to protect your daughter.
Yikes.
Wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
Fucking weird, man.
Yikes.
Goddamn Hollywood.
Well.
But I mean, you got to admit it was an interesting premise, because typically in horror movies, the virgin gets killed. So
sure.
All these teenagers are like, "Well, I'm not getting killed."
Right.
Banging tonight.
So kind of turn.
It's just weird that
they
they all gathered in this random empty
place.
house.
Yeah.
And it was so weird. Like the slow music they were playing, and everybody was just awkwardly like slow dancing. Just kind of like, so are we gonna fuck or what are we doing?
I like how sex became the thing. Like that was the thing that did it. Like really more about a pure person that you're gonna sacrifice, right? In the history of, Aztecs and shit.
Oh, we didn't even talk how stupidly the movie ended with the water turning red for no damn reason.
Huh?
Yeah.
Cherry Falls.
Maybe I should have seen this, but maybe I'm glad I didn't.
Did you get it?
A little bit on the nose, huh?
She's my cherry pie.
God.
All right. Well, let's roll into Scream 6. Wait for Steve to get back. If we don't,
all right,
you'll never know the difference.
Yeah,
we don't give a shit anyway.
We're all sneaking away for this one. I had to go check on the grandkids because AJ's gone, so I'm like the only one here. 3 grandkids and a nephew, so none of them were up to no good. They were all watching horror movies, so I'm proud of them.
They're up to only up to no good when you're not there.
There it is.
That's true. That's
how
true.
it works.
Technically, I'm still here, even though I'm in the garage.
Our side note, our cool of the week in the near future may be a new baby bunny in the house. Because I don't know if I told you guys, but we tried to save a bunny.
That was sad. That was sad.
So there was a bunny nest in our backyard because bunnies are dumb and we have a lot of dogs.
Right.
And they ate them like little popcorn bunnies, right?
Yeah. It's what they do.
And we saved one, but it was like it barely had any hair. Its eyes weren't even open. We tried to save it. Whole family was disappointed because it died.
Yeah.
And now we may end up with a new pet in the near future.
Oh, one survived, or it's a new bunny?
No, but my daughter really wants a bunny now, and so I think she's convinced Mama to get one. And it's not like I'm telling her otherwise. So
well,
like, hey, another animal, let's fucking go.
Unlike Cherry Falls, they'll all fuck like rabbits, so they'll all survive, I'm sure.
No. If we get a rabbit, it's getting fixed.
Okay.
All right. So Scream 6, in the next installment, the survivors of the Ghostface killings leave Woodsboro behind and start a fresh chapter in New York City. Ain't been a Ghostface in New York City. Get a rope. Director is Tyler Gillette and Matt Bettinelli.
Easier for you to say.
That's all right. Bettinelli.
Sure.
Bettinelli Alpin, also known for Scream 5 and Ready or Not.
Okay. Okay.
Writers are James Vanderbilt of the Vanderbilts and Guy Busick. The film was greenlit on February 3rd, 2022, 3 weeks after Scream in 2022 was released. First acting credit for Hayden Panettiere in 5 years. Is that really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I just saw an interview. She was worried about coming back because of the time away from acting so long.
Huh. Interesting. And the Martha Stewart effect, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. She's got the hair too, though. You know what I mean? It's like, is the hair too.
Right. Yeah, I gotcha.
That's right. She's like an adorable little midget.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Steve, what did you think about Scream 6?
So, I didn't like the last one when we reviewed it here very much, and I think one of my biggest problems with that is was the same problem I had on my second watch through, which I appreciated the movie a lot more the second time watching it through. But I think that our main actress, Sam, is not good. I don't like her very much.
Really?
And I don't think that she's very good in this movie either.
But she's super hot.
Dude, she is super hot. I'm not saying there's no complaint here about that.
But that means that she's good.
No, it doesn't.
It's the only explanation.
You can be hot and act not good, and that's what she is. So but it didn't really pull me out in this movie as much as it did in the other one. So the other one leaned on her a lot more to carry the story through, more than this one did. So I will say that this had one of the best openings of a horror movie I've seen in a long time, let alone, and it was probably, it's going to be hard to beat Drew Barrymore, but if it doesn't beat that, it's easily number 2 of all Scream.
It was kind of an M. Night beginning, wouldn't you agree?
It was just perfection. And actually this week I actually watched Scream 4, and they kind of did some sort of thing that with the multiple stab movie openings in the same way, where you think it's one thing and it's not. But this one did that to way better effect, and I'm glad, because I didn't want a whole movie with that dude.
Sure.
But he was in Willow.
Not as good as the Drew Barrymore opening, I'm gonna say.
I know. He was in Willow, exactly. That show was not good either. I watched that show despite what that show was like. But I thought the kills were brutal in this one. I have some, nits to pick at the very end, because some characters do some weird shit if they would have done like one thing differently, this movie might have been the damn 10. But I have some nits to pick for sure. But I really, 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 really like this movie, like a lot. I had a lot of fun with Scream 6. So
nice.
It's very good. So that's for me until we get into spoilers.
Lance, what do you think?
I did not like this one as much as the one prior. Although I did enjoy it. Again, I'm going to go with Steve here, and that the opening act was like probably the best Scream intro ever. Don't want to get too much into it, even though it was the very opening part, because spoilers and all that.
It's a huge spoiler.
I was incredibly disappointed with how quickly one person left the movie, who I was hoping would have a bigger part, without saying anything more. But yeah, kind of like the double and triple changes there of like who's behind the mask, shall we say, was kind of neat. I like that. I like the setup. I like the blind date idea. That was kind of neat. That was kind of original for something. You are right. The kills were good. There was some good gore in here. There were some good effects for sure. As we got toward the end of the movie, I don't know, man. It took me further and further out. And the reveal I was not incredibly happy with. Although, how do I say it? Because it might be one killer, it might be more than one. So I kind of saw something coming, but the other part of it I didn't see coming. Am I allowed to say that pre-spoiler, Brian?
No, you're not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, I know, man. It's hard. It's hard. See, that's the problem with a Scream movie or an M. Night movie or whatever. You really can't say a lot before you get into spoilers. So there was one particular speech that I enjoyed where, he said, hey, this particular character said, hey, we're no longer in a horror movie. We're no longer in a sequel. We're now officially in a franchise. And that was kind of cool hearing that, because I was like, okay, cool. Now we're really fan servicing it. And I really enjoyed the franchise line there. But the ending kind of took me out of it a little bit, which we will have to obviously wait till spoilers to get into. But I don't know, man. For the most part, I like the Fab Four, as they call themselves, or whatever.
The Core Four. Come on.
Core Four.
There you go. The Core Four. I like the Core Four.
They sealed it with a high five.
Well, you know what? And yet again, this is one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit in the prior movie, is that you've got certain people that are attacked, and there's no fucking way they would have survived.
There's so many. Stab wounds mean nothing in the Scream universe, but at the same time, Lance, it's like, but you know what you're getting when you go to see a Scream movie now, especially with the last two kind of cementing it. It's like I don't go into a Fast and the Furious movie and I'm like, oh man, like this World War II epic was way better than this. Like, well, fucking, I go to a Fast and the Furious movie to see dumb shit like Fast and the Furious. So Scream kind of has that. Like
there was definitely a moment where I was like, "Wait a minute, didn't she just get stabbed? What the fuck is she doing?"
Yeah, like that I know.
That is a kill shot. That's a kill shot. That's a big ass knife. It's not like that little boy from Pay It Forward got stabbed with a pocket knife and died right there in the school. Like
again, I'm gonna say that my favorite part of this movie was what was my favorite part of the last movie. Is where they really, build on the meta part of it. And now they're talking about, now we're in a franchise. All the rules change. Anybody can die. I love that part. And I love the character that delivered that. That's actually one of my favorite characters that are in these new movies. So, didn't hate it, didn't love it. Kind of sort of in the middle-ish, but we'll see if you guys can pull me up a little bit.
I like the new legacy characters, Mindy and
I do too.
Chad,
I like all of them.
They grew on me.
Chad.
They grew on me. I don't know about
Chad.
I don't know about cute guy. That guy was annoying as shit. I didn't want any more of him with his weird mouth.
Hold on. Shh. You might be talking about the killer, so don't give too much away. Shh.
Brian, what'd you think?
I had a lot of fun with this one. I got used to the core four. I really like seeing them back. Love seeing Martha Stewart back. She just kind of.
I'm telling you,
man.
She just adds something to the continue. Like they're bringing up legacy characters, and she was just one that you had to have come back. I thought the kills were super fucking violent. Even. I've complained in the past of movies that are just stabby, but if you're gonna do stabby like this movie, I'm fine with it because they fucking go for it.
Yeah,
sure.
I do agree, one of the best openings out of the franchise. Even though I know what you're saying, Lance, it had to be that character.
Of course.
I was a little upset with that. I did kind of have a problem with the reveal of the killer at the end. It's not who I wanted, because when it happened, or when the reveal was about to happen, me and my daughter, I took my daughter with me, and she's a big Scream fan, and we came up with our own theories on who we thought it was, and they kind of alluded to that person.
Right.
And when the mask came on, we were like kind of holding each other, like, "Oh, this is it," and then it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want to hear who you thought it was. I want to hear who you thought it was.
That's a sign of a good movie.
When we get,
but I will say, they did kind of throw me off on when it was revealed, because it was part of it. I was like, oh, I kind of see it, but the other part I wasn't really expecting it.
Well, that's because the movie cheated. But the movie fucking cheated. That's
they all do to an extent, though, wouldn't you say, Steve? I mean, come on, they have to a little bit.
Not really. I mean, they can all kind of go back and you could be like, all right, I could see that. I mean, I did have problems with that little girl from the last movie being the one that like killed Dewey by lifting his ass up. I was like, I don't know. But because that was a little questionable. But like,
well,
this one, the movie was like cheated. they broke their own rules.
Fair enough.
But overall, I had a lot of fun. My daughter had a lot of fun. The ending does kind of tell you where the movies could go from. I think they're. I don't know if they officially announced it, but I think 7 is already greenlit because they had a story. They had a story mapped out.
It's a new trilogy.
One. Yeah, so a lot of fun with it.
A new trilogy.
I definitely have like theories, or what I would like to see the next one do.
Yeah,
because I think they could redeem a specific character for me if they go a certain way.
Huh.
Yeah, okay. New trilogy, Phil, because you just cut 3 out, and then you go 1, 2, 4, and then 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Scream 4 is fucking awesome. Scream 4 rocks, dude.
Yeah, 4 was my least favorite of all of them, dude. FYI.
Fucking crazy.
I could not tell you the difference between any of them.
Oh, it was like us playing Saw trivia.
What about this one though, Phil?
This one was pretty good. Although I do have to throw in a cool of the week. I went back and rewatched the first Scream, and it's
nice,
a ton of fun. They have so many Easter eggs and little things to horror fans that are fucking awesome. And so, while I'm not normally a slasher movie person, this was a great movie. This one, I definitely enjoyed it more than I didn't. But it was just kind of a slasher movie. Jenna Ortega's in it. She was great. I think I liked most of the cast. I don't know how far to get into that without going into spoilers, but no, I did not expect the final killer. Matter of fact, I specifically did not expect him. And
very specifically, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like the way they went with it. I had a pretty good time with it. It was a fun movie. Freaking Samara Weaving showed up at the beginning. Is she British?
Yeah,
Australian.
Is she Australian?
She's Hugo Weaving's niece. Of course she is. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I think so.
It's got to be Australian or British.
So, question, guys: when on the bus, I didn't catch it, but my nephew and one of my grandkids did. Did y'all notice the character dressed up as Samara Weaving from Ready or Not?
Yeah.
On the bus? No. I didn't either.
That was a fun scene.
Go back and see it. There were so many fucking icons on that bus.
Yeah, that would have been a good. That'll be a good scene when on future watch throughs to kind of pick apart.
Sure.
On this viewing, I was just looking at all the different ghost face because I gotta be honest. Like, one of the big things about Scream is that like the ghost face is one of the most iconic. It's up there now. It's up there with Jason Voorhees now. Like Ghostface came in the 90s and just like cemented its spot.
But it's the laziest and easiest costume to make look good.
But that's why it's awesome.
I mean, yeah.
It's the simplicity of the mask, and it's just like I don't know what it is, but I love that shit. It looks great, and I love that they did like the Halloween effect with this one, and like made it old and cracked and shit. You know, kind of like how they did with the Halloween, the newest ones, but not like the last one when it first came out.
Yeah, like the scene in the bathroom, for example, in the first of the new Halloween movies, where the mask was all fucked up.
Yeah. Like even when they just show it to him at the mental hospital in the beginning, like it's just all broken and cracked, and it just looks great.
Sure,
and, that was a cool touch.
Yeah, gotcha.
Technically, it is Captain Kirk.
Still don't know how on board I am with this supernatural Billy Loomis fucking ghost. Every time I see it, I'm like,
well,
yeah,
that's gotta.
That's just don't like that.
That's gotta keep us guessing, though.
I just don't like his ghost aged.
Yeah,
I know. It's like they keep trying to put the little bangs in his face to make it look like he's young, and it's like
I know.
You know, it's a little blurry, but
very blurry. And this one, it was actually super blurry.
And then, there's a lot of moments like that where you're like, okay, what? Like I get it, but you have this mask on, and you can only see through these little bitty eyes.
I know,
and you've got a hood on top.
Well, that's why he's always getting his ass kicked.
Fooling anybody.
That's why he's always getting his ass kicked. He has no peripheral vision. That's why you can always.
She's always getting.
You can always catch this. You can always catch Ghostface with a vase.
Right.
Or like a fucking drape or something. You know what I mean? Like you can't see
he'll
shit
dodge
in that
a fucking bullet like that.
No, it's bulletproof vest.
I know. Or grab
just
a
not good
shotgun
at shooting in the face.
Anyway, but it was a good one. It does bring another part to a classic franchise. Freaking Monica looks like she's had her face pulled back like the goddamn.
You know what? I will speak on that. I feel like
Brian.
I feel like her face is a lot better than the last one.
It is a lot better than the last one, but it's still like.
I think they just kept all of her scenes in the dark this time. That's why.
Did she loosen up her face a little bit,
No,
Brian?
I felt like 5, she must have had something done recently before shooting. And 6 is her face settling. So
do they do like 2 nights? Do they do like 2 nights of Halloween in New York? Because it was just weird. Like night 1, they were like all in costume, and then the next night everyone was in costume again. I'm like,
I could see that. Like, especially if it's on a weekend or something, they'd probably, pretty much party all weekend. Like,
Friday,
Saturday, and Sunday. I would think.
So they do All Hallows Eve and All Hallows Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Day of the Dead.
For a minute, I thought it was
going
to be all in one night. I was like, man, this is going to be a hell of a thing.
Yeah. Not another Halloween movie. It's a little different.
Scores,
Steve, what do you think?
I'm riding it like a 8.5 on this one.
Holy fuck, dude!
I really did like it. There are nits to pick. I have gripes, and we'll talk about them in spoilers. It ain't perfect, but it damn well could have been. It was close.
Wow! So. I can't wait to hear what you think.
This is on the screen, but like I'm rating this against Scream movies. You know what I mean? Okay. And for a Scream movie, it did what it needed to do. So
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. If that's your score. I'm very, very curious to hear what you think would have brought it up to a 10.
Oh,
so yeah. We'll have to wait a few minutes for that.
Lance?
Man. It's sorry,
here comes
Steve.
5.
No,
5.
it's a 6. It's a 6. I liked it better than I didn't like it. It's a 6.
If the movie was better, you would have liked it more.
I'm going to say that I did not like it quite as much as 5. I think it dipped a little bit. I think I got the feeling they rushed it a little bit. They kind of rushed the reveal. They rushed the screenwriting. They rushed how quickly they got to who the killer was in a way that they didn't do in 5.
It was the longest movie out of the franchise. I don't know how it got rushed.
I'm just saying, for me, it's a 6. All right. Pass.
That's a good score then.
Pass the ball.
All right, Brian.
This is an easy 8. I think.
Damn. Okay.
The fuck, you didn't laugh at Steve's score, but you laughed at mine.
No, dude, I mean that's great. That's great.
Because I'm the guest, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a lot of fun.
When Lance gets murdered, we'll know who the murder suspect is.
See, this is why we don't do too many slashers. People ask me how come we don't do Friday the 13th, and I tell them because I know exactly what Lance is gonna say.
Not true, man. Not true.
You hated the first. You hated the only 2 we did.
All right. You might have a point. Not my favorite genre.
But at 8, I thought the cast was fun. I like the core 4. I really like the twins. They've grown on me so much.
Sure.
Jenna Ortega was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have theories about where her character's going.
Wait, twins? I thought she was the younger sister.
No, the twins, Mindy and Chad.
Oh.
Huh.
Okay.
You have theories on where Jenna Ortega is going. I guess we have to save that for spoilers.
Yeah. The kills were violent. There's not too much I didn't like about the movie. I can't say I hate the reveal of who the killer was just because it wasn't who I wanted it to be. Because they did it in a way I wasn't expecting it. So.
Right.
But yeah, 8.
I'll go 7.
Not bad.
Boy.
Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, listen, for a slasher movie, the Scream movies are pretty good. I don't hate them. It's just not always my thing.
I mean, there's arguments to be made that like Scream is a franchise.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you rank it up there with like the Hellraiser franchise or the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise or the Friday the 13th franchise, like pound for pound, like good movies versus bad in a franchise, like Scream's got to be like up there, man.
You know what? That's actually not a bad point.
I can't argue that either. I mean, outside of 3, Scream is probably the most consistent.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah, because three was like here, and the rest are like here. So,
well,
I see your point, Brian.
Yeah,
I think you had that upside down.
Any of the franchises have got some real stinkers in there, and Scream kind of doesn't.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, Scream 3 might suck, but like, I'd rather watch Scream 3 than like any of those shitty fucking Hellraiser movies that are in the middle there.
Oh God, no kidding. The one Halloween with the fucking 57. Typewriter, for fuck's sake. the fat pinhead. Are we ready for spoilers?
Yeah.
Who's first? Steve. I want to hear it, man. What would have made it to 10?
Well, if we're just gonna jump around, at the end, the killers when they're revealed. I mean, we're just gonna get into it, right? Spoilers. So the killers are revealed to be a cop who's introduced in this movie, and I forget the Dermot Mulroney and two kids. His two kids, which happen to be, and I'm not even going to go into who all they are right now, but they happen to be Richie's fucking family from the first movie. And and if they would have taken off their masks and actually shown that they were like hurting, like they were out for revenge because you killed my fucking brother, but instead they like were like laughing and cackling and they were acting like they were fucking crazy people. Like, but if they actually showed some like actual emotion and were like, no, we're fucking mad at you. Like these kills are brutal because we're trying to fucking kill you. You killed my son. You killed my brother. This and this. Yeah. That would have been powerful. But instead, it was just like they were like, "What are we gonna do?" Like,
I'll make you proud, Dad.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Did you see Dermot Mulroney coming, Steve?
I did.
I kind of did.
When he walked out after finding his dead daughter cheating movie in the apartment, and then was like, "Fuck with my family, I'll kill you." But he said it right to Sam, and I was just like, "He's in on it."
I figured it was him because when it got to the part where he called Sam and said that Martha Stewart Kirby wasn't was no longer FBI anymore.
Yeah, she got in trouble for insider trading.
And I looked at my daughter
off the force.
And I was like, because we were kind of going back and forth. I don't know, when it was getting closer to the reveal, I was like, it can't be Kirby because Kirby is like 4 feet tall. I didn't see a 4 foot tall Ghostface running around.
Yeah,
boy, that'd be something, wouldn't it? You're like, I know who it is.
Definitely not her.
Like Steve pointed out from the last movie, it doesn't matter how tall or tiny you are, you can lift up, an 8 foot tall person and throw
the costume has magical powers at this point.
Yes. Where I was seeing, because after everything is said and done, I kind of feel like this movie can go somewhere with Jenna Ortega's character being a killer. Because she seemed to enjoy killing people a little too fucking much.
Yeah, because they make it look like it's going to be her sister. So
and they both actually look like they enjoyed it a little too much.
Okay.
Well, Sam definitely does. She's crazy.
But there was just
makes sense. They kind of make sense.
I don't know, certain facial expressions. What was Jenna Ortega? Tara.
Yeah.
Certain facial expression, like she enjoyed the stabbing, like she was getting something out of it.
Sure.
Well, maybe because she has like 18 stab wounds over the last 2 movies. At one point, she got knifed in the back, fell downstairs. That's like an 8-inch blade going through your back. Yeah. And then she gets up and she's like, "Look, there's a ladder. Let's go over this way." I'm like, "Damn, you brushed that shit off so quick."
Yeah, it's pretty phony, man. Pretty phony.
Well, it was the one like crawling across the Asian chick that was like crawling across the freaking ladder.
Oh yes.
Between the apartments, moving the ladder. Got, like the guy, she got stabbed and then the knife twisted.
Yes.
And she's still alive and like hanging out and
and as soon as she went to crawl over that ladder,
her for last because she's the slowest. But
all that shit should have started falling out of her belly as soon as she went on the shot.
She put her hand over it. She's okay.
Intestines falling out of her belly.
Listen, it takes a while for like that gut shot to kill you, but
That's pain.
We're talking like 20 minutes later. She's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Well, she definitely died after she melon balled off the trash can.
I was about to say if she would have died from the gut stab, then we would have never got her bouncing her head off the dumpster.
That was awesome. I didn't expect that.
That was cool. That was a good kill. That was a good kill.
But it also wasn't as impactful because I was like, well, she's already fucking dead anyway. What are we doing?
I love
how was she?
Well, nobody.
She was gonna.
You don't know who's gonna die. I mean, I thought what's his name was for sure dead, but apparently he's the new Dewey of the series, Chad.
Right. Chad. Yeah.
She's probably gonna have a limp in the next one.
Yeah.
Probably
you think so?
Like his alpha male, literally named Chad.
Right.
I hope he doesn't have a football scholarship.
We gotta touch on.
You know he does.
We gotta touch on the opening and how the great Samara Weaving is in here looking stunning and gets drawn out into a trap in an alleyway by fucking Tony Revolori.
Sure. I think I embarrassed my daughter in this one.
Oh,
because I vocally was like, Samara.
Well, I mean, hey Brian, isn't Tony Revolori? Isn't that the actor that on Benchcast they used to call Little Moreno?
Yeah, that's it.
like I love that. Like this Ghostface kills Samara Weaving in the alleyway and then immediately rips off the mask and you see who it is and it's like, what the fuck? Like what a mind fuck that is. Like right away, you're like, okay, this is. And then of course he goes home and gets the Ghostface call, and it's like, all right, now we're off to the races. This is really cool.
That was awesome. That opening was awesome.
And then cut up your buddy and stuffed his body in the fridge. God damn, like
pretty gruesome.
That was amazing. And then he's like, fuck the movies. Yeah. Like so good. I was like juiced as soon as the screen title came up. I was like, let's go. This is great.
The reveal, did you have any theories on who it was going to be before? Because me and my daughter, we were really hoping for Stu.
Yes.
Because they alluded to him. They even said...
Oh, they said it in this movie. They alluded to him.
Yeah, they were TV, like...
If you believe
when they brought him... Yeah. So, I don't know if that's setting up something later.
That should be setting up something for the next movie. You know, like so. Even if it's nothing more than them like going in and having like a Hannibal Lecter-esque scene where they like that fool's just fucking in a cell, all fucking, you know, scarred up and shit, crazy in there.
Right.
Fucking dying, man.
That could be awesome.
Yeah.
Who did you think the killer was going to
be? See,
I thought it was Stu.
I kept thinking they were hiding it all, and it was going to be Sydney. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
What about Sydney?
Sydney's too pure.
She wanted too much money.
Sydney's too pure. She's gone through too much shit to be the killer.
So do y'all think she'll be in the next?
What's the last movie she was in?
Scream
5.
Yeah.
Right.
And a canceled TV pilot.
Really?
Yeah. Something.
Do y'all think she'll be in the next movie?
I mean, right? This probably should have been in movie news, but from what I heard, they tried to underpay her. Okay. They tried to pay her as the same as the rest of the cast.
Okay.
And she originally was going to be in a movie, and then they were underpaying her, so she was like, "I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
You know, I'm Sydney in the movies. You know, I've been through every single movie. I'm, you know, the main person, and they were like,
right.
So they didn't do it, and I guess they ended up rewriting the movie because this wasn't the original planned movie.
Interesting.
Okay.
So after Samara Weaving and the two boys in the beginning, and then you get is there any other like actual besides the girlfriend on the ladder? Is there any other actual deaths in the movie? And the shop owner, I guess.
The shop owner.
Because everybody else
lots of deaths in the shop, right?
Psychiatrist.
Did he kill like 3 people?
He got stabbed in the
nose. The psychiatrist scene was amazing with the Ghostface mask and the frosted glass. That shit was great.
Where he put his fucking hand through a front door glass. That's not possible.
Now is that
the same? The suit has magic
power. Is that the same guy that was the patriarch in Ready or Not?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I recognized him. Yeah, so
that guy's a shitty therapist, though. Like he's
I was reading on little little Easter eggs. It's a super small one, but the door knock is actually pre-recorded. It was the same one they used from X, which had Jenna Ortega in there. I guess there was like little nods to stuff in there.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just knock on the fucking door.
Yeah. Well, only the super nerds get that.
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
right?
That's
well,
cool.
I guess they were trying to be clever with it because I guess originally they were going to put like an X poster in her dorm room.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you guys have anything else to cover? Or are y'all ready to wrap up?
I'm just.
Well, I think.
Had a lot. Go ahead.
What I want the future. So like in 7, what I think would be really cool is if you found out that Sam actually like did orchestrate like all of this shit. Like they go back
kind of like
from the beginning. Like she's the one that got Richie to get into it, and she's the one that kind of egged that whole thing on, and has just been playing in the background this whole time.
Basically, all the internet rumors that were started are true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I haven't heard.
I think you have to go that direction.
That would be rad.
Because it's the only one that makes sense. Because eventually, it's like, all right, how many of these fucking people are we gonna have to kill?
Everybody.
Because when she didn't look, if she's like just a survivor, a final girl, she don't need to fucking tie up fucking the cop and dress up in the whole ass costume and then go crazy on that shit.
I think that's what they were alluding to, because why did she have the mask?
Well, she threw it down at the end. On the ground.
She threw it, but why did she collect it though? She was hiding it in the jacket.
Because it felt good.
Well,
she walked away so nice.
Maybe
no, she didn't say in the movie. She didn't say it felt good. She said it when she killed somebody. It felt right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if you're gonna kill that motherfucker, it probably should have felt right.
That seems a little. You could do something too obvious, though, Brian. A little too on the nose, man.
You could do something with her sister helping her out, because, like I said, her stabbing the one brother in the face and then twisting the knife.
Right.
That's a little too much enjoyment for.
Also true.
And the 0.5 on my 8.5, which still stands firm, is when both of the Ghostface killers look at the camera at the same time and wipe their fucking knives off. And none of that. You never seen that in a Scream movie. They never show both the killers at the same time.
That was interesting.
That was
and it makes
awesome.
Swing
sound. And the fact that they were like wearing all the masks from all the different movies, like that motherfucker Richie had a shitload of money to be able to get all that. Not only that, who was making those amazing drawings? Like,
Richie.
Well, dude, you would know that more than anyone. You're in the fucking geeks. You guys spend tens of thousands of dollars a week on comic books, artwork, fucking toys, Star Wars,
drawing those things.
Fucking
guns. He drew Dewey's death, but he was. I don't know. He died that same night that Dewey died. He couldn't have drawn the death.
It was a quick sketch.
that looked like it took some time, man.
Gotta take a few liberties,
It was cool though. I like the Ghost Face Museum. That was fucking.
So
sweet.
we all enjoyed it then.
Yeah.
Me a little less than the others, but we were all way above 5. So
I think Lance,
it's a success.
When you rewatched 5, didn't your enjoyment go a little bit higher?
Yes, it did. Yes,
I think this will happen again because I'm sure they'll eventually release it on Paramount Plus.
Well, it'll be almost as high as Scream 3.
Well, the part
not according to Lance. Lance is up here.
The part of 5 that really got me on the rewatch was that scene with the blonde kid, the sheriff's or the sheriff's son. Like with all the fake outs, like where he moved the refrigerator door,
and
then
great.
He went into the bathroom, and you thought the killer was going to be here, and that he ended up getting through it, but the mom died at the front steps.
Judy.
I love that scene.
It was great.
All right.
I
think that's it.
Are we wrapping up?
Probably talked a little too much about Cherry Falls more than we did Scream, but
that's all right, man. It's all part of the show. So what's coming up at the Geeks, man? What's on the horizon?
We've got some different things that we're going to be trying over the next few weeks. We got some debating things that we're going to try to bring up. We're going to kind of try to do like a people's court kind of thing, with some questions to try to change some things up.
I'm going to need some details
on that. That sounds amazing.
So that's going to be something we're working on. Also, we're having to do our trailer reviews separately now because we got 2 strikes on YouTube. So we're working on getting those out. With
only
the
2?
show.
Only 2 strikes? Like in one show or what?
No. We've collected 2.
You guys are getting consistently fucked by YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I've noticed that.
We're using other people's work to.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, it's like there's 30 people watching, and they're like, "You're down," and it's like, wow.
Well, I mean, but for fuck's sake, dude, all you're doing is you're helping promote the movies.
You would think, but
they shouldn't be pissed at that. There's fucking.
I mean, it's
assholes.
on YouTube, but either way, it's leading us to do some other cool things because we can record those separately and pause it and actually watch it and dissect it a little bit better. So. But, other than that, business as usual. But we're going to start recording on 31 Days of Horror Movies any week now because that shit creeps up on you, man.
It does creep up.
End of September, and I'm like, fuck, we have to do 10 more movies. So we got to start early. You got to start early, man.
Yep, I hear you, man. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We would love to hear your feedback and ideas. Continue to reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, whatever else, as well as, of course, the Facebook group, or email us at thehorrorreturns@gmail.com, or just go to the website, thehorrorreturns.com. Next week, we have got coming up. Do we have a guest next week, Brian?
Kinda. She's not going to be doing the reviews with us, but she's going to come on to talk about upcoming projects she has, and that's Cindy Sanabria.
Very nice. Awesome. Very nice.
So, yeah, she's got a couple of interesting projects. She's going to come, and there's a possibility she'll join us for the whole episode, but I think it's just to come on to talk about what she's got coming.
Well, cool, man. We'll take what we can get. So we're going to watch the films of Iran. And what is it? A Girl Walks Home Alone at Midnight? Is that what it's called?
Cool.
No,
A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. That title always throws me off.
Well, it's just at night. So.
And what's the other movie? Under the Shadow. Never heard of it.
You have now.
You should learn something.
Okay. Well, this one, unlike Cherry Falls, Brian, I promise to watch it. So
you shall see.
Philip, until the horror returns again.
Good night.
All right. Yeah, I think hopefully we got most